Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Yes, not one but two reviews today. Aren't you lucky so-and-sos? And today I am going to be doing a review of the album by Woesum called Blue Summer. I just want to quickly say apologies for the delay of this review. I've been very busy with university doing exams and essays and all that typical good stuff you'd expect being a student. And I want to also apologise because I feel a lot of you would be thinking, oh, the reason why he's taking so long to do this album review is because he's cooking up a real good one. He's going to review this album for so long because he likes blabbering on for so long. It's going to be even longer than the album. So instead of just forming your own opinion, listen to the album, I want to see what this stupid ginger shithead's going to say. And yeah, I'm not going to be doing that, primarily because I don't want to keep you guys here for years. But second of all, it's a hard one to talk about, this album, because there's just something about it that I've been trying to really enjoy, and it's just not bringing us back that much, and I don't know why. It's not bad quality whatsoever. This is a good project, but I just wanted more from what I got on here. So I'll just bring it back a bit. Woesum is a producer, and this guy clearly has a lot of talent because it's shown in bucket loads on this album. This guy clearly has a great grasp of many different genres and shows it a lot on this album. So I heard about this because obviously it features Drain Gang members Thai Boy and Blade, it features Young Lean. That was the thing that was making me excited, as well as that Woesum has previously produced for these guys too, has produced for Blade, has produced for Young Lean, doing a song called Ghost Rider, which I really like by him. But it's mainly worked with Thai Boy, doing quite a few tracks, co-producing or fully producing his legendary Member album. And some of the songs that he produced on there is some of my favourite Thai Boy songs, especially the track Legendary Member. Bentley's a great track too. Anyways, so I'm already familiar with his production style and was thinking this is going to be an album full of high quality material. Never mind that, but I've got to quickly say that, speaking of Thai Boy, this guy also produced a song by Thai Boy called Yin and Yang, and I adore that track. That was one of my favourite songs that came out last year. Love that track. And the fact that I saw this has a remix, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. I've got to listen to this thing just for that. Even though this is classed as an album, this kind of feels like a Dat Piff mixtape, especially with DJ Scream kind of shouting different things. It really made us feel like I was listening to old Chief Keef mixtapes and Lil B stuff and all that good stuff back in the old Dat Piff days. But the whole sound to it is always very, kind of like the album title suggests, it's Blue Summer. It's got a very happy, feel-good vibe. And it does that in spells. But like I say, here's one thing for you. My favourite tracks were pretty much all the tracks that didn't feature Drain Gang and Young Lean on here. So the tracks that feature Young Lean on here, they're not bad tracks whatsoever. Young Lean is really spitting through all of the tracks that he's on this album. The first track he's on, he really sets the tone really well on there, and there's a track on here called Evil Empire, which I do really enjoy a lot, especially Woesum production on here. Very cloudy and dreamy and very enjoyable. And Young Lean's quite speedy delivery on here. It's quite energetic. It kind of merges together quite well. And the other stuff that features Thai Boy and Blade, again, they're not bad tracks, but I really just kind of get this inkling. It just feels like leftovers. And I know that on Blade's Instagram, he did mention that some of these tracks aren't new. They've kind of been around for a couple of years in the vault. And I feel that I don't know why, I just can't escape the feeling that they haven't been released, not just because they're for this album, but just because they didn't feel it was good enough quality to be on other projects. I don't get that feeling with Violet Gold. I think that's one of my favourite hooks that Blades came up for a while. I really enjoy Young Lean and Ty Boy's features on here. But songs like Exler, I just feel it's just kind of meandering and doesn't really go anywhere. And definitely one of the weaker Blade songs I've heard for a while. I'd like to think you guys know me a bit now, where I don't really like to go into the stan fanboy sort of thing, where if something's bad, I'll not say it's bad, I'll say if it is. And this tune called Pray For Me is bad, and it's just so annoying because it's not just a bad tune where as soon as I put it on I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. What makes it more irritating is the fact that it starts really good and it just falls down a cliff. It starts off and it's got a great instrumental. Young Lean's great on here, and this feature of a guy called Antoine, who originally I thought was Antoine, who I'm familiar with. I've got a few albums by the guy. He used to do a lot with Little Ugly Mane. I was just speechless listening to this. I was seriously like, what the fuck is this? What is he doing? It's not just the vocal delivery this guy does, which is so goofy and unenjoyable, but what the hell is he doing on these ad-libs? It's almost like, oh, what's this guy from? Sad Boys? Oh, I'll know a good ad-lib. Get the mic over. What? It's just, what were you thinking? So get Audacity, get the clipping tool, find out his feature, go delete. There we go, good song. But I've got to rate it as how it is in its full presentation, and the presentation is not good. Instead, I would really like to address some of the other featured artists on here. Especially, I want to give a shout out to Yayo You Know. Yayo Ya No. Yayo Ya No. Yay or ya no. Yay or ya no. Yayo You Know. Yeah, you need to shut up, okay. And this guy does a song on here called Good For You, and in my personal opinion, this is the best track on here. Not only is the hook just brilliant on here by Yo, but also at the same time, I particularly love Woesum's production. Never mind the fantastic beat on here, but I love this stretched out, sprinkled about like orchestra, and it just gives this whole thing a very dazzling and woozy sound, and it's just awe-inspiring. I love it. I also want to give a shout out to Oclau for Oxay. Can you just get on with it? And her song is really good on here. Never heard of this artist before, and because of this album, I've got to thank for me getting into the album that she has released quite recently too. And that album features two songs which are songs I've been repeating a lot. Songs called God's Chariot and another song called Nighttime. I highly recommend those tracks. They are just gorgeous. So yeah, give a shout out to Oklaulu's album that she released quite recently. As well, I want to just give a shout out to Woesum and his production and the two tracks which are kind of instrumentals, which are some of my favourites on here too. The first track I have to give a shout out is Notice Me, which technically features another, I suppose, producer called Glacier, unless the sped up chipmunk vocals is Glacier, I'm not too sure. But the reason why I love this song is just, it's like an instrumental cloud rap tune, and it so just sounds like a Friend Zone song. And because of my extreme attachment to Friend Zone and the fact that they were such huge pioneers for this sound already, and because I kind of basically grew up with their music, listening to this was just like nostalgia for me. And the second track I've got to give a shout out to is the song Trivial. And this song, again, what I'm on about before, where I said Woesum is clearly very diverse when it comes to his capabilities to dip his toes into genres, is that this song is kind of like a Ibiza Dream Trance tune and is generally just a real banger. And when it comes to the name Blue Summer, I could seriously imagine myself with clear blue skies sitting on a lovely beach listening to this tune, because it's such a feel-good dance number. Again, this is one of my favourites on here. So this is probably why I feel a bit indifferent towards this album, mainly because the thing that drew me towards listening to it, i.e. Drain Gang members and Young Lean, was the things that I took the least out of it. The thing that I really got out of it was the different artists I've discovered, and also as well discovering Woesum is such a great producer, and I really look forward to the stuff that he does in the future as well. I think what really puts the cherry on top of just feeling different is the last track, which I alluded to beforehand, which is this remix of Yin and Yang by Thai Boy. And I was really looking forward to this because I was just thinking, because of its length, I was assuming it was going to be a change up in terms of like a new instrumental, or maybe it was going to be like an additional verse from Thai Boy. But instead, it's just kind of the same track, only a more fleshed out beat. And because of that, I actually enjoy it less than the original, just because I kind of like how, again, dreamy, and how it's got like this sort of swaying sound to it. It's seriously just, it's just a beautiful track, the original one, and this one tries to be more of like a hard-hitting tune, and I just don't think it suits it very well. Which is a shame, but you can't win them all. And I sound like I really didn't enjoy this. I did enjoy it. It's just, it wasn't the best thing I've heard, but I've taken a load of tracks off this, and they're real keepers, these tracks that I'm going to choose. And for the other tracks, you know, I hope you guys enjoy them more than me. And like I say, just because I'm indifferent towards it doesn't mean I outright dislike it. There was only a certain track, like I've mentioned before, which I came to thinking it was pretty unlistenable. But apart from that, this is a really solid album. And I don't know what to rate it. I'm teetering between a 6 and a 7. I'm going to probably go with a 6, which is still a good score. But just like I say, not the best thing I've heard, but I've gotten a lot out of this album. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot too, and I would love to hear in the comments what your guys' favourite tunes is on this album. Anyways, that's it everybody. It's really good to see you guys again, and hopefully it won't be too long, whereas I hope I don't get bogged down with other things that are going to come up, where I can be back and give you guys some more videos, because I love to hear from you guys, and I love to know that you guys are watching these videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.
Thanks for listening.